Hey y'all, my thing acting up. I was gonna put on my listen, I was gonna put on my thing, my what you call it? The oh my goodness, I can't think of what you call it. I was gonna put on my thing, my I forgot what you call it. You know how you turn your camera off, but you put your thing up there. I was gonna put that on, but for some reason mine won't act right. Sometimes it'll do right and sometimes it won't. I don't know why it does that. I don't know. It will not give me that. It do it sometimes it won't. Once I go live, I can't get it to do right. It won't, you know what I mean? It won't turn when I turn it off, it make my screen look like it's black. I don't know why it does that. I don't understand that. I don't know if it's something that what is this for? Uh, oh no, I don't want that. Those are like effects or something. But anyway, welcome to Lisa's Real Spill, y'all. Y'all know what we do here. We keep it real, but we keep it simple, but we keep it real. And on tonight, before we get started, please like and subscribe and share if you care. Okay. On tonight, we're gonna talk about what about you? What about you? That's what we're gonna talk about tonight. Okay, because some of us, I truly believe that some of us don't really care about ourselves, right? Right? And let me tell you why I think that. Right? Let me tell you why I think that. I want to break it down because I don't want you to just think I'm just talking. Okay, it's a reason why I say that about this, because some of us, the way we treat ourselves, the way we act towards ourselves, lets me know that you don't care about you. And some of us, some people be feeling like they don't matter. You know, let me tell you something. When I had my kids, I felt like that was the only thing that mattered. I didn't matter no more. Excuse me. It was all about my children. That's how I felt. Right? That's how I looked at it. But at the end of the day, that is far from the truth. Okay? You have to make sure that you are okay so that you can make sure that your children are okay. I want y'all to think on that because that is so important. We can all, I mean, we have all got caught up in that situation where as though we stop thinking about ourselves, especially when we have children, and we start feeling like it's all about the children now. We don't really matter. I know I felt like that. I've talked to other people that I know they felt like that. But let me tell you something, that's far from the truth. You have to make sure that you tap into self. You do. Because sometimes what happens is we get so caught up in the children, we lose ourselves. Like we literally forget about ourselves, right? We do. We do. We forget about ourselves. It's like we don't even matter because it's all about the children. You know what I mean? What they need and stuff like that. Which is true. You have to look out for the children. But let me tell you something. You have to take time out for yourself. You have to. It's a must. It's a must. You have to take time out for yourself. And when you do take time out for yourself, you will find that, how can I put it? You will see that you will look at things so much different when you start taking some me time out, right? Because let me tell you something. If you're not okay, the children are not okay either. It's just the truth, right? If you got a lot of shit that you dealing with your inner self, right? The kids feel that energy. They feel it. Sometimes they be too young to understand, but as they get older, they do start understanding. And you will find that they will say things to you unexpectedly, right? Like you be like, did she just say that to me? Right? Just like my grandson said something to his mom one time, right? Blew my mind. I didn't know what to say. I just looked at him. I was shocked because he said to her, "Mommy, you're not lying again, are you?" I said, I'm looking at her and I'm looking at him and I'm looking at her and I'm looking at him because I'm trying to see what her reaction is going to be by what he said, right? He sure did. He said, "You're not lying again, are you?" I said, "Oh." I said, "Grandson." He said, "Well, I'm being honest. Mommy, I'm telling the truth." So it wasn't much that I could say because he felt like he said that and he had a, because he felt like evidently something must have had happened that I didn't know nothing about, where he felt like she had lied to him before or something. That's what I'm assuming, because why else would he say that? So I just shut up. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing because I felt like I was stepping into something and I didn't really know what was going on, because she acted like she didn't really, it really didn't bother her. Or if it did, she kind of brushed it off, you know? But that's what I'm talking about. We get so caught up in doing what we doing and we think that we are looking out for the kids, but because we don't take that time out for ourselves and we don't try to tap into ourselves, we be lacking. We be lacking. I'm telling you from experience, we be fucking lacking. And then one day you'll look up and the kids will say something to you and you'll be like, what? She didn't just say that to me, did she? Or he didn't just say that to me, did he? You know what I mean? But when you think about what they're saying to you, how can you get mad? Because children say stuff because there's a reason behind it. And let me tell you something about children. Children are taught to lie. They don't come out the womb lying. They are taught to fucking lie. Children will give you the truth. They will spit the truth to you, yeah? I'm telling you what I know. Children will spit the truth to you until they see you lying or they catch you lying and manipulating. And then they watching you. When you think they not, they watching you and they picking up what you putting down. And then what they start doing is they start doing it to you. They'll start doing the same shit to you. And then one day you say, I don't like that line. And then they'll come back and say, well, you lie. That's why I say it's important that we got to stop making the kids, everything, everything. And we have to start taking time out for ourselves. Not just because of the kids, but because you need that. You need that me time. You really do. Because with everything that be going on, you be trying to look out for the kids and stuff like that. You get lost in the sauce. You get lost in the sauce. You really do. So, what about you? You can go somewhere and relax. You know? Even if it's your bedroom, shut your door, put the kids on, some type of movie or something that they like, and go sit down at the kitchen table or go sit in your room for a few minutes or something, Find a way to work on you. Because I'm telling you, y'all, listen, some of us be going through it, and we be going through it from stuff that has happened to us. Okay? Like like trauma, like traumas, right? Like some of us be going through stuff with our children and everything because we be done had some type of trauma that went on with us. Sometimes it happens in our childhood. Sometimes it happens in our teenagehood. Sometimes it may happen in your adulthood, right? And what we end up doing is holding on to it, right? We do. We end up holding it in because we don't want to talk about it. Because the first thing some of us say is, I don't want nobody to know my business. I ain't trying to tell nobody my business. But the truth of the matter is that you're broken and you're damaged, and you're walking around holding on to trauma, just holding on to it. And what it's doing is it's eating at you. That's why some people walk around with an attitude all the damn time. They mad about something all the time. All the time. They mad and angry. Okay? And I'm telling you, a lot of times that shit comes from trauma. It comes from trauma. Stuff that you've been carrying around within you since you was a kid or a teenager, right? And you never healed from it. You just been carrying it around. And it's been eating at you. It's been sitting in within you and eating at you. That's why you walk around with an attitude. Always acting like you got a chip on your shoulder. Or you act like you're angry with your children. A lot of times they ain't even did nothing. But you angry with them. And you're not really angry with them. You're just angry. You're just angry. Because of whatever. Because of whatever happened to you. That you haven't healed from. And that's why I say it's important that you take time out for you. What about you? You have to take time out for you and think about you. It's a must. It's a must. That's why some of us don't love ourselves. That's why some of us walk around this world and we hate ourselves. We do. We dislike ourselves as a person. We really do. We really don't love ourselves because of things that done happened to us and we haven't dealt with it yet. We haven't healed from it yet. We still holding on to it and carrying it around. And I hope my body not bothering y'all because, yeah, I ain't got ready for bed. And I had wrapped my hair up and stuff, so I just put my bonnet on, you know. But yeah, that's a big problem for a lot of people. Trauma. A lot of people is walking around holding on to a lot of trauma that they haven't let go yet. And let me tell you something. The best way that you could do it, that you could let that go, is to face it and deal with it and execute it. And when I say execute it, what I mean is facing it and dealing with it, letting it out. Even if you got to stand in a mirror and talk about it, stand in the mirror and talk about it. It helps. And let me tell you something. When you first start off, you may start crying because it's part of growth. When you start talking about the trauma that you've been carrying around, yeah, you probably start crying. You may get angry and upset, and that's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Because what you're doing is you breaking the ice. And you are accepting what has happened to you. Or what went on with you that's got you traumatized. You see what I'm saying? So if you start crying and stuff, that's okay. Take a break. Take a break. If it's too much, if you feel like it's too much on you, take a break and come back and finish it. You know? Or you can get a pencil, piece of paper, or a little notebook and start writing down what you feel about yourself. Oh. You talking about You talking about something that'll help you? Write down. It don't have to be in order. Don't be trying to write in order. Write down exactly what you feel in your mind and in your heart and in your soul. Write it down on that paper. The same way you feeling it, write it down. Just jot it down. It don't have to be in order. Don't worry about it being in order or none of that. You ain't got to go through all that. Just write it down. The way you feeling it is the way I want you to write it. And then go to that mirror and read it back to yourself and see what happened. Let me tell you something. If you do these exercises, right, you will begin to heal yourself. You will begin to heal. Not only that, right? Eventually, you will be able to come out and talk about your story. You'll be able to come out and talk about it. Once you get to that place, right, where you have let it out to yourself first. You want to let it out to yourself because you want to let it out to yourself so you can get to a place where as though you can handle it, you can accept it, and you can deal with it. You understand? But then once you get to that point, then you can take and tell your story. Tell your story to other people. You know, people make income all the time telling their story to other people. People travel the world telling their story to other people. I'm not BSing you. I'm for real. People make money doing that, telling their story. Because I thought about that. The thing of it is that I have my daughter. I don't know if my daughter will be able to fly on planes and stuff like that, because she got heart trouble and a lot of other things going on. So I don't know if I would be able to do that. But that was something that I was thinking about doing, is traveling around and sharing my story and stuff with people, you know. Um, Let me tell you something. God gave us experiences in this world, right? He didn't just give them to us to hold on to. Stop playing. No, he didn't. He gave them to us so that we could take them and help other people through the same problems they may be going through. Because your experiences have value. Your experience, excuse me, has value. And I done ran across so many people who have a story similar to mine. It's not the same story, but we done been through some of the same shit, you know? But it's not the same story. We just done experienced some of the same things. But I'm here to tell you, you can take your story and see, some people be thinking, oh, don't nobody want to hear my story because you know, I ain't really went through that much. That's what you think. That's what you think. But somewhere, somebody out here needs to hear from you. Somewhere, somebody needs to hear from you. Excuse me. Somebody needs to hear your story. Like I tell you all the time, we all may have experienced some of the same things. But when you tell your story and I tell my story, it's going to be two totally different stories, even though we have experienced the same thing. Seriously, that's just like when we taste food. We could taste meat, and somebody could taste chicken from the same place, same kind of chicken, right? And the chicken could taste different to both of us. To both of us, he may say it's good. I may say it's all right. But we tasting the same chicken from the same place. That's what I'm telling you. Our experiences have whole value, right? And you're gonna get something different, even if we done did it the same things. When you tell yours, it's gonna be different than what I tell, even though we done experienced the same shit. hmm You know, so that's what I want y'all to do. Start thinking about yourself. Start putting yourself first for a change, and start thinking about, you know, if you're a person that don't feel good about yourself, start finding out why. Start asking yourself why. Why do I feel like this about myself? You know? Why am I mean? Why am I mad all the time? Why I got a nasty attitude most of the time? Start asking yourself those questions. You have the answers. And a lot of time, like I said, it's trauma. It's something you done been through that you are holding, just holding on to it. It's just sitting there inside of you, eating at you, just eating at you. And it triggers you. It triggers you all the time. That's why your attitude be nasty. That's why your personality be messed up and stuff. And that's why you act, you know, that's why a lot of times you act the way you act, angry, or always acting upset or something. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times it's coming from trauma, things that has happened to you in your childhood or your teenagehood or shit. It could be a little bit of both of them. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you got. That's what y'all got to start doing. Thinking about you for a change. Thinking about you and what's going on with you. That is very important. That will change your life. I'm telling you, it would. It will change your life. The things that I'm telling y'all to do, it will change your life. Seriously. And you got to stop doubting yourself. And you got to stop talking down on yourself all the time. Because that's not helping. That's not helping. That's just making things worse. That's just making your self esteem lower than what it is. You see what I'm saying? So you got to stop all that. You got to stop all that. I'm working on this book. I just got this book and I'm starting to work on it. The Miracle Journal, right? And I got it off the TikTok shop. And it's about manifestation and stuff, right? But it's a manifestation journal. It's called the Miracle Journal, where words create miracles, one page at a time, right? And some of y'all may want to get this. And I got another book I got off of there that book is really good too. I'm gonna give y'all the name of it because that was a good book too, right? And it make you look at things so different, you know? Whereas though you may be, I may like a lot, after I read that book, I was like, wow, it really changed how I looked at some things. Like seriously. And for some of us, that's what we need. We need to read something to change our mindset. Because let's be clear, some of us, some of our mindsets is like, how can I put it? We are brainwashed. Some of us are literally brainwashed and we really don't know it, right? Because of things that goes on in the world and stuff. You know, and some of this stuff really got us in a bad place where we have to, snap out of it. Where we really have to snap out of it. So I do. I want y'all to take time and and start thinking about yourself. What about you? What about you? You know? Look at your attitude. Look at ask yourself how you feel about yourself. Like I said, get a pencil, some pencil and paper, and write it down. Don't write it in order. Write it just how you feel. Write it the way you feeling it. Just write it down. Don't be trying to put it all in order and all that. No. Just write the thoughts down how they are within you, And then go to the mirror and read it back to yourself. Because that's some of our problem. Some of our problem is that we can't face our reality, right? We can't face what our trauma. Let's put it like that. Some of us cannot face our trauma. That's the problem with some of us. We can't face our trauma. So we try to hide it. We try to like just put it away. Don't talk about it. It's there, it's there, but you don't want to talk about it. You're not going to talk about it. You're not going to discuss it or nothing. That's how some of us be thinking. But that's only making you worse. That's not making you better. It's making you worse. Because you actually need to open up to yourself and let that out. You really do. You're gonna be surprised of how it changes you when you start to do that. Seriously, you're gonna be surprised how it changes you if you start opening up and telling yourself the truth about you, facing it and accepting it for what it is. Some of us won't do that though. Some of us we just won't do it. We won't do it because I get it. The trauma, some people got some bad things happen to some people. Some of y'all, some bad things that happen to y'all, and some of you don't want to face it. You'd rather just leave it alone. Leave it alone and let it just leave it alone. Don't want to talk about it or nothing. But if you do that, you're not healing from it. You just ignoring it. You just ignoring it, but you're not healing from it. And what happens is, because you're just ignoring it and you're not healing from it, it's going to stay there. It's going to continue to be there, and it's going to continue to create anger with you, and then you're going to end up, that stuff going to rub off on your children. And as they get older, you're gonna look up one day and say, "Damn, I wish I had went to therapy, or I wish I had just talked to somebody about that, because now I done messed up my kids with that." You know, that's what happens. Generational curses, trauma is passed on just like a generational curse. That's why it's time for us to wake up and really get into ourself and start working on self. What about you? What about you? You know, looking at your attitude, your personality, the way you look at people and stuff like that. I was looking at something. I was watching something. I think it was on YouTube. Was it on YouTube or Instagram? One of them. And they were talking about how we, my people, don't we'll dress like we rich, but we're not rich. And it made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense. And because some of us do, we will dress like we got money like that, but the truth of the matter is we don't. Some of us be broke, but we'll dress to impress like we really got it like that. you know no. Now, I'm not saying that you got to be a bum or you got to look rough all the time, but what I am saying is that I look at the stuff that people do when as soon as they get some money. they go get their body fixed. That's the first thing they want to run and do is go and get up on somebody's table and let the people poke and stuff and put stuff in them and all this, the BBLs and the mommy makeovers and all that BS, you know. And the thing that irks me is that it seems like we are the only ones that's going out there getting up on them tables, taking that chance with our life. Because I see more of us do it than anybody else. I ain't saying they don't do it, but what I am saying is that it seems like we always the ones that's doing that. And it irks me because we are beautiful people just the way we are. We are resilient and you can exercise and stuff and tighten up your body and stuff and make your body look good the way you want it to look. You really can. You know, it's things that you can do naturally to get your body the way you want it. But we don't want to do that. We want to take the easy way out. And we want people to think we setting on money like that. That we was able to go get our body done and people gonna think we loaded. And that's just not that, and people not, listen, y'all. People is not stupid. People recognize what be going on, okay? People not stupid. And it's just time for us to do better. It really is. It's time for us to really buckle down and do better. It really is. Because we're not getting no younger. That's for sure. We're getting older. So it's really time for us to, start thinking about ourselves and paying more attention to what's going on with self, instead of worrying about other people and what other people got going on. We need to worry about ourselves and what's going on with us. Personal, on a personal level, what's going on within you, what's happening within you. What about you? How you feel about you? You see what I'm saying? How do you feel about yourself? What do you think about yourself? What do you feel about yourself? You see what I'm saying? That's the type of shit we need to start thinking about for real. Because when you start tapping into self and you start really getting into you and asking yourself those questions about you, and really starting to connect with what's going on inside of you, you're going to be surprised of how things will start to change. You really will. It's going to make a difference. It's going to make a big difference. But the problem is some of us will not tap into ourselves on a personal level. I ain't talking about, talking about how cute you are and how pretty your eyes is and stuff like that. I ain't even talking about that. You understand? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about talking to yourself about how you feel about you. What do you feel about? How do you feel about yourself? When you look in the mirror at you, what do you feel? How do you feel? And I'm not talking about how pretty you are and all that. No, I'm talking about how do you feel on your inner self about yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror. I'm talking about what do you feel on the inside? Because some of us will say, I feel like I'm pretty. I feel like I'm this, I'm that. But the truth is, you don't really be feeling like that. And I'm going to tell you something else. I was talking to a few young girls, right? And they had on the colored hair. They had the long nails on and this, that, and other, makeup and all that. Excuse me. And I was asking them, why did they have to put on so much makeup and stuff? Like, what was that all about? What was they covering up or hiding? And so one of the girls like, well, you think I'm hiding something or I'm covering up something? I said, no, I'm asking. I'm not saying you are. I'm just asking. Because when I look at some people with all that makeup on and stuff, it does make me think, you know, what are some of these people covering up? What are they hiding? You know, what's going on with them that they feel like they gotta wear all this makeup and this hair and stuff like that, you know? Because some people do, you'd be surprised at how many people that wear a lot of makeup and stuff and wear the different color hair and stuff. You'll be surprised of what's really going on with them on a deeper on on a deeper level, right? You'll be surprised at what's really going on with them, you know? And I just wanted to see us get back to where we wear our natural hair, our natural skin, and stuff. It's nothing wrong with putting on a little makeup here and there, but some of us wear it 24/7. Some of us go to sleep in it. We get up, we clean our face off with the makeup thing, and we end up putting makeup right back on because we get ready to go out or something like that, you know? And I just feel like I notice that some people that wear that makeup when they real young, as they get older, they start to look real old. The makeup starts to make them look really old, older than what they are. So I just want to see us, start to love on us for real. Start to love yourself for real. Whereas though you'll come out all that, all the makeup, the hair and stuff like that. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Our Father is not pleased. I know He's not pleased. I know He's not pleased with the things that go on. I know He's not happy with us. I know He's not with the things that go on with us. I know He's not happy. I know He's not happy. But I try to do my part. That's why I come on here and I talk about certain stuff because I just be wanting y'all to think about it. Think about some of the things that I say, you know? Well, you're going to do what you want to do at the end of the day anyway. You're going to do what you want to do. And that's fine because at the end of the day, I'm not God. I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. And so you're going to do what you want to do. But I just come on here to give some people something to think about, you know? That's all. That's it and that's all. It's not judging. I'm not pointing fingers or nothing. Just something for you to think about. That's all. Well, yeah, I'm going to get off of here. I came on here. I said what I wanted to say. And again, start thinking about yourself more. What about you? That's what I titled this. What about you? What about you? That's something I would like for y'all to answer. What about you? How you feel about you? What do you feel about yourself when you look at yourself? You know? Yeah, that part. Well, please like and share if you care. Okay? No, please subscribe, like, and share if you care. And thanks for tapping in. And I'll holler at y'all on the next one.